Perky Plains and RC here, operating at 2.4 gigahertz and got the good old .do. All right, guys. Been another little while since an update, so I thought it'd be about time to go ahead and dive into one, especially considering just some updates on things on how things are going on right now and stuff. Just briefly, as some of you all might know, we're in the process of selling our house and buying a new one. So a lot of my hobby stuff has just kind of come to a grinding halt and slowed down for just a little bit while we go through that process. I will tell you this much. Things right now are looking very good as far as selling our house and also get ready to purchase a new house. So things are looking very good there. So hopefully things will kind of get back to their usual self. So like I said, things are going pretty good right now. I won't dive too much in the details because I don't want to jinx anything right now. It's going so good, so I'm just going to not go much into it. Knock on wood here. But anyways, like I said, things are going good, and hopefully here within the next coming weeks, month or so, we're going to actually kind of see things a little differently here on the channel and stuff. Maybe kind of get back to the usual thing. Something I wanted to talk about, and something I don't talk about normally on my channel, is radios. Basically, I've been a Spektrum user for, well, pretty much since I had started getting back into the hobby 5 or 6 years ago. My first major radio and first video on this channel featured my Spektrum DX6. So, and honestly, throughout the time I used it, it was an absolute solid radio. Didn't really have any major issues. I know when you get into the radio world, it's like the old school debates of like what's better, Ford or Chevy. From my experience, I know there's people out there that'll bash on Spektrum for brownout issues and things like that. But from my experience, it had been solid for me the whole time. So anyways, I'm not going to bash on Spektrum or anything. They have been solid. They've been good. No problems whatsoever with them. I would still recommend them to this day. But basically, a situation had come up that I needed more channels for one of my latest planes I'm working on, which is the Goldberg Wild Stick. And, I wanted to really kind of have a lot of fine-tuning with it as far as, the servos and sub-trims and things like that. And, because most everything on that plane is dual servo. So there, of course, you have a dual servo for the ailerons. You have the two servos for the flaps, and it was also a dual elevator servo setup as well. So I really did not want to sit there and do a bunch of wire harnesses on everything because with the Spektrum I was limited to just 6 channels. I really wanted to give myself the availability to really kind of fine tune things. So more channels were needed basically, and to make a long story short, while Spektrum is great, I'm a guy on a budget for the most part, and I felt it was too expensive to spend that kind of money on a new Spektrum radio for some additional channels. So, I started looking, basically I was just kind of looking for some options, and some folks had mentioned, Mr. Borgonian Evolution is one of those, actually, who kind of steered me in the direction as well, to look into the OpenTX world. And it's one of those things where I knew about the OpenTX stuff a little bit, but I'd never really, dove into it and really checked it out or anything. And honestly, it's probably more fitting for me anyways, because, I come from a very technical geek perspective. I do IT work. I work with Windows, Linux, do command line things, all that stuff. Even my cell phone is an Android. It's not an Apple or anything like that. So I like the technical, geeky side of stuff, basically. And OpenTX really does seem like a more fitting radio for what I really should be using. So I could basically have more channels for less price and have a really versatile radio experience. So I traded in the old DX6 and changed over to a Taranis, or is it Taranis? X9D Plus radio. So I sold the Spektrum, and then got this guy here with some additional receivers from some guy online. And I've only barely got into it, and I can tell you, it's a whole different world. And honestly, I'm not really that intimidated by it much at all. It is different. It is I think a little more technically involved on some things, but for the most part, yeah, I think this is probably where I should have been. But I really do think that making this change is going to prove to be very, very beneficial in the future. So, anyways, like I said, and at this point in this video right now, I'm still a noob at this. So I will tell you this much right now: if you guys want to see more stuff on the OpenTX stuff, by all means, leave me a comment. Let me know if you're interested in me diving more into it as well. I will gladly check out things and explore things with it. So, but right now I'm still a noob, so bear with me. I'll tell you this much. Even just last night, I upgraded the firmware in the radio. It was running an old 2.2 version when I got it, and that's up to about the latest version now. So I did do that last night. So.
Welcome to OpenTX. Flight mode 1.
So, pretty excited about it. And like I said, it came at a very good time. I think that I had made this change because I was honestly so caught up in moving and everything else. I just felt like I've been neglecting the hobby a lot right now. Not that I really want to. It's just how things have panned out with the house and stuff. So, but yeah, I'm taking the venture into OpenTX. And like I said, I'm still a noob at OpenTX, but by all means, if you guys out there want to see more on the radio and me exploring different options and showing different options, as I sort of learn them too, I'll gladly do so. Like I said, I am very kind of technical savvy there a little bit, so I'm got no problems helping people out if you all want to be are interested in that kind of stuff. And it might open up a gate here for showing more radio stuff on the channel. I mean, I don't know, but like I said, it's whatever you guys want to see out of that. So, anyways, I'll quit yammering on here and quit talking, and I've got some more packing up and stuff to do for the house move. So, but like I said, if you guys have any questions, comments, leave them down below. And well, thank you guys for watching, and we'll see you in the next video.